So J.J. Redick is most likely headed to L.A. The Cavs, despite interviewing multiple coaches in person last week, have yet to make a hire. Is this just an extreme case of due diligence? Is this indecisiveness on the front office of who the right man to hire is? How do you guys view this Cavs coaching search, which is now spread out significantly longer than it feels like the timeline should have been, considering when they've brought in interview candidates to Cleveland?
Well, they told us it was going to be like this.
Yeah.
But they didn't tell us it would be this long after the face-to-face interviews started.
No, but when asked for a timeline, Kobe said, there isn't one.
Fair enough.
We'll get them when we get them. Let me ask you this, Mike. Is there a different approach if Donovan doesn't re-sign? I think there is.
In terms of who they hire?
Yeah.
I do too.
I mean, I assume there would be. However, I'm not a fan of hiring a coach for a specific player.
No, and I'm not either, by the way. I'm just asking you, is there a different process? Is there a different candidate that is the perfect fit if Donovan is here as opposed to not being here?
No, because your team's going to look way different if Donovan's not here. I think you have to go in figuring out which candidate looks like and how their offense fits with Donovan, with Darius. Kobe keeps telling us the core four is coming back.
Yeah.
So I think you have to go into the hiring process assuming that at least at the time of the hire, you're hiring a coach to fit the core four. It is what it is.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think I've been saying this since Jump Street. There's a small percentage chance of the LeBron factor. So behind the scenes, you have to do all due diligence. You have to go through every single scenario. It's almost like having like alternate universes where, okay, there's a universe where LeBron comes and then Donovan doesn't. There's a universe where none of them comes. There's a universe where Darius Garland and Evan Mobley are on the team, but Jared Allen might not be on the team. So there's all these different scenarios that you got to run through to do your due diligence to make sure, okay, we want to optimize our ability to have the best team possible. And so when you're doing that, they're obviously interviewing people, and then you got to go to Donovan Mitchell, and this is just the way it happens. It's nonsense to think that Donovan does not have a huge part in who the coach is. It'd be dumb for you not to bring him in on the situation, because at the end of the day, you want it to work. Mind you, they can't have the John Beeline thing or the David Blatt thing. Let's keep it real. They ain't really hit on no coaches.
No.
Let's talk about the misses on that. You did get.
Although I would take Ty Lue or Mike Brown back.
Yes, but now they hired Mike Brown twice and fired him.
Yeah.
So
once was 9 games or something.
So they don't have a really good track record with coaches. That's why some people that wanted JB to stay was like, yo, who are you gonna get? It's not like we got coaches growing out of trees. So for me, I think they're being overly cautious and overly extra when they're doing their due diligence. And I'm telling you like this. Kobe Altman has less of a say than he did prior to this. Because every time I worked in management, when you got to fire people, or when you keep Garrett, you fired 2 more people.
That's a reflection on you.
And you hired them.
Yeah.
So what's going on? Do we need to have somebody else in these interviews with you?
Yeah.
To ask the correct questions? Because it happens all the time. That attrition rate is on your scorecard, buddy.
I think it's a little bit of both.
True.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's extreme due diligence, and then I think it's a little bit of indecisiveness. We've heard reports that not everybody was on board with firing J.B. Bickerstaff. We've heard people say that Kobe Altman really didn't want to fire J.B. Bickerstaff because of the fact is, okay, is there any clear-cut candidate out here that you can replace him with that's better? That's to be determined. We don't know that. We don't know that. But then Kobe also said that this Cleveland Cavaliers organization and roster is in a much different space than it was 5 years ago when they went on their last coaching search. A lot has changed, right? And he said that there would be specific things that specific questions and a specific blueprint laid out for this particular coaching search. And so when you look at all of that, I think there's a part of them, they're doing their due diligence, but then they're very indecisive because part of the organization probably are like, okay, I can't believe we're even here anyway.
And coaches, and here's the thing about the NBA. These coaches is being coach of the year one year and getting fired the next.
Yeah, it happens.
If I'm Kenny Atkinson and I'm some of these other people where I'm with stable organizations where I'm with Steve Kerr or I'm with the Miami Heat or I'm with the Spurs, they telling you better go in an interview and ask them. You know who the owner is? He's kind of volatile. If you don't have the year and you take a step back, can you promise me that you're going to make it past this year?
Right.
And one other thing with the delay, and whether or not this was planned or not, the later you get into the process, the harder and harder it is to assemble an assistant coaching staff. These guys get re-upped, they move. If you have your top choice of assistants, there's already been
especially because we didn't have a lot of turnover this season.
That's what I'm saying.
In fact, I think we had historically low turnover, didn't we?
I don't know if it's historic.
I'm
not sure.
Because I thought Monty Williams might have a chance to be gone, but they brought him back.
No, I mean, they guaranteed his contract. He's got the most money, or it was the most money ever for a coach. They're not paying 3 coaches.
Yeah,
but just in general, assistant coaches have been on the move. A lot of these new coaches, Charles Lee, when the Celtics Mavs series ends, he'll start assembling his staff. It's late in the process to start putting together a staff, and that's why I'm curious at this point.
I agree with that.
If you think it's more indecisiveness or if it's, once again, just part of the initial plan, which was to wait till Donovan Mitchell makes a decision. And back to the Jared Allen topic before, it's putting a lot of power in a guy who is clearly a supremely talented player, but has yet
Hopefully,
to win at the
though,
highest
Mike,
level.
by the time we leave here today, we got breaking news that the Cleveland Cavaliers has hired James Borrego to be the next head coach of the
I don't think
Cavaliers.
they'll announce it until the finals are over, right?
If you want to make a splash before the finals, who
No,
knows?
the league frowns on that. The league does not like anybody making moves.
LeBron does everything the day of the finals.
LeBron's LeBron. LeBron is LeBron. But
Dan Hurley was the first game of the finals.
Dan Hurley has nothing to do with the NBA.
He's not. He ain't signed no deals.
It was the Lakers.
Dan Hurley has it was Dan Hurley's decision, and Dan Hurley has nothing to do with the NBA. The NBA and Major League Baseball is very much the same. Football is too. They do not like internal storylines stealing the shine of their final series.
I agree with you in premise. I'm just saying that doesn't mean they can't.
To me,
I'll be stunned if the Cavs announce the coach before the finals. I'll be stunned.
If they
stunned.
They have to me, they got a lot of work to get to, because you don't got the coach yet. We talking about they have very little cap space. So what you're planning on doing is basically trades. Like you're trying to move in, and
right.
You still got to sign Donovan Mitchell,
or you're running everything back.
And I don't hope. Listen, I hope you're not dragging your feet on purpose. Please don't do this to us, because I don't want to have to do it. You are not permitted to run back no core 4 without great upheaval. No. Don't think, well, we got rid of the coach, we're going to run. No. That ain't it.
Don't run the 4-corner offense.
No.
Try to bring the core 4 back.
I'm like, are you slow playing us? Tell me you slow playing us. I feel like you slow playing us a little bit.
G. Bush, we got a super chat related to this topic, so I want to add it in. It's our only super chat. Comes from Dontavius Winston, who says, trade Garland for an actual wing and give Craig Porter Jr. the keys. I think he's really underrated. Could be a Drew Holiday type player.
I like his game.
I would do that.
I like his game.
Would you do that, Mike?
Once again, if you could get a legit all-star caliber wing for Darius Garland, yes, I would trade him.
I would do that.
I'm not trading Garland for 2-3 role guys, but for an all-star, yeah.
I'm not either. But I would do that trade.
I like that.
Craig Porter Jr. could play.
I love Craig Porter Jr.
Can he ever shoot? We'll find out.
Something he can
play.
improve upon.
Yeah, he's older than you think, though.
I know he is. That's the only bad thing.
And it's hard for – not hard. Well, it is hard. That's not the – it is a lot harder to project how much better he can actually get, considering he is 24 years old and turns 25 middle of next season.
Hey, you know who is real young?
Amani Bates.
Thank you.